I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Forest Glen Park here at Huntington University in Huntington, Indiana. This matchup is between the Huntington North Vikings and the New Haven Bulldogs. This is part of the Class 4A Sectional 6 tournament. Huntington and New Haven playing each other here in the first round. Winner of this game gets the winner the winner of Homestead versus Columbia City. And those teams will play again on Saturday for the semifinals, and Southside and Wayne are getting the byes for this tournament. They will play each other at 1 o'clock on Saturday, so that'll also be part of the semifinals. And the championship game will take place at 1 o'clock this coming Monday. Now, New Haven is going to be the home team. Huntington North is going to be the visiting team. We'll pause as they introduce the starters in just a second.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260s dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our camera. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
I just want to be the best in basketball. So I want to be the greatest of all time to play women's basketball. So I just know there's people out there working just as much as me. So I just want to keep working hard and keep that intensity going. And so one day I can pursue my dreams of being in the WNBA and playing overseas. So I just want bigger things to come in my life.
I remember when I started in March, she could do 0 pull-ups. She did have a great 25-inch vertical when she first started. She only weighed 150 pounds. One of our main mottos is do the simple things exceedingly well, and that's where we started. So we started the foundation, building her base, and now we've got to basically the peak of our pyramid of things that we can do with her. So we didn't skip any levels. We did all the basics, and she got really, really good at them, and that's what's led her to become as great as she is at basketball and performance.
I've watched her grow, the confidence-wise, the strength-wise, the jumping ability, her footwork. It's really amazing to kind of watch for a girl her size, being 6'3", 6'4", to move like she can move and do the thing and be as agile as she is, along with the strength.
I was once a Southside kid who was led on a journey by high school football, a journey that taught me discipline, toughness, and the skills that made me a success. As a businessman with a CPA license who owns his own firm, I still use the building blocks of high school sports in my everyday life. Someday sports will end no matter what level you reach, but you will be left with the skills to compete in the next game, the game of life.
Thank you for watching Summit City Sports. To help broaden our coverage, we're asking you to become a monthly sponsor to our Patreon account. We produce weekly highlights and live video broadcasts. When the Homestead girls golf team won its first state title in program history, we were there. When Fort Wayne brought back 3 state titles in cross country, we were there. We believe in sharing positive stories and setting the standard for how high school sports should be covered. Join us and donate today.
At the University of St. Francis, you'll find everything you need to succeed, from business, nursing and science, to the arts, all with a 99% career success rate.
You belong here. Here.
Here.
I belong here.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, SummitCitySports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that,
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Little color guard presentation before the ball game here between New Haven and Huntington North. Well, Huntington North, we are in Huntington, so the Vikings are closer to their home ballpark, though not quite in their home ballpark. And they are hosting this tournament, by the way. However, Huntington North is going to be the visiting team today. New Haven is going to be the home team for this particular game. Now, Huntington North comes into this game with a record of 15-3. They did win the Northeast 8 Conference this year, going 7-0 in conference play. Now, all 3 losses for Huntington North were on their home field. They did not lose a single road game, went 8-0. In fact, actually, Huntington North was actually scheduled to play here on Saturday against Westview, but that game was canceled. The weather not great as far as baseball weather is concerned. Now, speaking of weather, there's not much different about Forest Glen Ballpark compared to years past. Well, actually, I say there's not much different. There are a few things that are similar, but there are some noticeable things that are different, and one of them you might notice is there on the infield, that's artificial turf. That's not grass. Out in the outfield, there's grass, but the infield, it's artificial turf, and, of course, artificial turf a little bit more durable when it comes to rain and snow. Of course, I think we're past all the snow until hopefully October, no earlier. That's just wishful thinking on my part. I am not a weatherman, and I don't play one on TV. But nonetheless, artificial turf a little bit more durable when it comes to taking on the type of weather that we often get here in the great state of Indiana. Now, I talked about this Huntington North team. This New Haven team, yes, they are 5-16. They were last place in the Northeast State Conference. They are well coached, though. Dave Bischoff, the head coach, has been a head coach for a long time. In fact, his own words, he's been the head coach since Reagan was president. So he's been the head coach of the Bulldogs for quite some time, and he's back at it. Go ahead and give you the starting lineup for Huntington North. Marcus Linker is the leadoff hitter. He's starting in left field. He'll be followed by the pitcher Wes Huff. First baseman Isaac Wilson bats third. He'll be followed by Cole March, the shortstop. Catcher Max Robrock bats fifth. Right fielder Lawson Doyle bats sixth. Third baseman Landon Moreland bats seventh. Batting eighth is the designated hitter, Jace Gunn. He's batting for Sam Story, who's starting at second base today. And rounding out the order is Jimmy Linker. We'll give you the New Haven defense here in just a moment, but here is Marcus Linker to lead things off for Huntington North, and he takes one down and away. Bryant Wake, the starting first baseman for Huntington North. May have to correct myself on that. Nope, I don't. That is correct. Aiden Carter at shortstop. Cordell Robertson at third. Keon Wheeler at second. In left field, it's Braden Kuhnberger. In right field, Mason Ehrman. In center field, Sam Golden, the catcher Ethan Goodwin, and the pitcher is Mason Noak. And Noak with a leadoff walk to get things started. And that will bring Wes Huff to the plate, the starting pitcher for Huntington North. And Huff putting down a bunt. Noak comes to get it. He'll throw to first, and Huff just beat it out. A bunt single for Huff, and Huntington North's got runners on first and second. Linker with the leadoff walk, and Huff follows that up with a bunt single, and Huntington North is threatening early on in the ballgame. They were champions of the Northeast State Conference this year as Isaac Wilson stands in at the plate. Winner of this game moves on to play the winner of Homestead versus Columbia City as Wilson goes after the first pitch and does foul it off. He's got ducks on the pond early on in this one. Huntington North is coached by Jared Hamill. Now, we are here at Huntington University. Jared Hamill is a Huntington University graduate, played baseball here under head coach Mike Frame. Of course, Mike has retired. His son, Thad Frame, is now the head coach. I believe Thad is here working the ballgame. By the way, I'm Thad Goff, bringing the broadcast. Matt Jackson is my cameraman. A swing and a miss, and Mason Noak gets the strikeout. The first two men for Huntington North reach. First the walk to Marcus Linker, and then Wes Huff reaching on the bunt single, and now Cole Martz will stand in. And Noak throws that one right down the heart of the plate for a called strike. Noak trying to bounce back from that leadoff walk earlier in the ball game. Swung on and missed. That was another fastball, blew it right by Martz. It's 400 feet to straightaway center field here at Forest Glen Park. College ball dimensions, basically. Noak looks back. Linker is back to second. Swing and a miss. Huge strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Noak. And that'll send Max Robrock to the plate for Huntington North. Fairly short lead for Linker over at second. Linker gets his secondary swing and a miss. Oh, Noak is blowing him right by him. I think he might have taken something off that last pitch. Noak sends that one upstairs, make it 1-1. Of course, we've been broadcasting so many games from Parkview Field in downtown Fort Wayne. There's notable differences between the area surrounding Parkview Field and the area surrounding Forest Glen Park. That one's on the corner. A lot of woods surrounding Forest Glen Park, especially out in the outfield. And along the third base line, the road runs parallel to that line. Swing and a miss, back-to-back Ks for Noak to get out of the first and keep it a scoreless ball game. New Haven's going to be coming to the plate when we return. And we will be right back in just a moment here on this broadcast of playoff baseball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com on IHSATV.org.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
No score as Huntington North was able to get runners to first and second in the top of the first inning, but Mason Noak bounces back with back-to-back strikeouts, strikes out the side to keep it a scoreless ball game. Here's New Haven's starting lineup. Third baseman Cordell Roberson leads it off. He'll be followed by Mason Noak, the pitcher batting second for New Haven, as was the case for Huntington North. Catcher Ethan Goodwin bats third. He'll be followed by the right fielder Mason Ehrman. Second baseman Keon Wheeler bats fifth. Aiden Carter, the shortstop, bats sixth. Bryant Wake, the first baseman, will bat seventh. Braden Kuhnberger, starting left fielder, bats eighth. He'll be followed by the starting center fielder, Sam Golden. Also go ahead and set the defense for Huntington North. Isaac Wilson is their starting first baseman. Sam Story, who's not in the batting order, will start at second base. Landon Moreland starts at third. Cole Martz starts at short. Marcus Linker starts in left. Jimmy Linker starts in center. Lawson Doyle starts in right. Wes Huff is the pitcher. He deals a ball downstairs. Max Robrock is his catcher. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Wes Huff was also on the Huntington North basketball team. That one looked pretty good from here, but it's called ball two. As I said, Wes Huff was on the basketball team for Huntington North. Of course, Huntington North and New Haven played a very memorable game on the basketball court this year back at New Haven. Huntington North went up by 19 points in that one, but New Haven came all the way back to win it, leading the charge. None other than Darion Brooks. Well, this game starts off with a 4-pitch walk. That'll send Cordell Robertson down to first. And again, the leadoff man is aboard, this time for New Haven at the plate. And Mason Noak will come up. And New Haven has been under 500 the last few years, but it was back in 2019, the pre-COVID year, when New Haven won a sectional championship. They were hosting sectionals that year. Now, the rest of the field looked a lot different in 2019. There's a strike on the inside corner to Mason Noak. Field looked a lot different because New Haven was hosting the likes of Concordia, Bishop Luers, Bishop Dwenger, Leo. Now, Columbia City was in that sectional. They're in this one. That one's popped up to shallow right field. Lawson Doyle comes back, but it's Sam Story who calls him off from second base to get the first out of the inning. That's the first time anyone's been able to make contact in this ball game, but it's a pop out to second. And Ethan Goodwin will step to the plate for the Bulldogs. Now, this field does feature New Haven and Columbia City, but aside from them, you notice it features Huntington North. It also features Homestead. They'll be playing when this game's over, and the field also features Southside and Wayne. So a lot different opponents for the Bulldogs this time around compared to 2019. And in fact, I think this is their first year being in the Huntington sectional. Huntington North, Homestead, Columbia City, they've been in the sectional the last couple of years. Of course, Columbia City has not always been the Huntington sectional. There's the 0-1, little breaking ball, and that's well located. Wes Huff gets it right down the middle in the end. Dave Bischoff, the head coach for New Haven, a longtime head coach. That's lifted to right center field. That one could be trouble, and it's a base hit. It's trouble enough to get runners on first and second for the Bulldogs. And they get the first hit of the ball game. That'll send Mason Ehrman up to the plate. And New Haven's threatening with one down. Now, Huntington North did get one hit in the top half of that first inning. That was a bunt single, but that was right before Mason Noak settled down and struck out the side. Mason Ehrman, the right fielder at the plate here for New Haven. He grounds that one towards short. It's going to be gloved and thrown away at first. Huff got to. It looked like that ball was headed to short. Huff cut it off and looked like he had the play, but he threw it over the head of Landon Moreland. And New Haven has loaded the bases. Well, you understand Huff going for third. Left-handed pitcher doesn't have to turn his body all that much to throw to third, but he just threw it too high. And Keon Wheeler now has a chance to get New Haven on the board. First pitch swinging, that should do the job, and it will. Was it caught? It was. Coming home to score is Roberson. It's a sacrifice fly for Keon Wheeler, and New Haven leads it 1-0. Initially, the umpire called out, hearing that the call might have been safe. Nope, it's going to be out, second out of the inning. So a sacrifice fly, and now Jared Hamill has a word for the umpire. He's claiming that the runner left too early. He's claiming that Carl Roberson went off the bag before the ball was caught. Now let's see if we can get a look at this on our Traction AP replay. It looks like the runner does go to tag. The question is, did he keep his foot on the bag when the ball was caught? You see him score the run, and it looks like in the end, the run is going to count for New Haven. In addition to that run, Ethan Goodwin moves to third. So it's runners at the corners. And Aiden Carter is at the plate. That ball skips away, and now here comes another runner. That's Goodwin. And he's in to score, and into second is Ehrman. Well, New Haven with an early 2-0 lead. This is the last place team in the Northeast 8 versus the first place team. And it's the last place team who's got the 2-0 lead. Aiden Carter lines that one into right field. Is that going to get down? Yes, it is, along the line. Ehrman coming home. He's in easily. It's an RBI double. Standing up is Carter, and he gets some two-out insurance. Well, what a start for New Haven. The last place team in the Northeast 8 versus the first place team, and the last place team has got a 3-0 lead as Bryant Wake stands in. Upstairs. That double by Carter, the second hit of the ball game, as Huff is able to hit the outside corner that time. This inning started with a walk to Cordell Roberson. He came in to score on the sac fly by Keon Wheeler. And that's fought off foul. That was running in on the hands to Wake. There's a 1-2 breaking ball on the ground to second. And Sam Story with the throw to first, and that'll end the inning. But New Haven goes up 3-0 over Huntington North. We're back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
3-0 in favor of New Haven. Now New Haven ends up loading the bases in that first inning. They're able to cash in with 3 runs, a sacrifice fly by Keon Wheeler, and then an RBI double by Aiden Carter to give them some two-out insurance. Also a run scoring on a wild pitch as Ethan Goodwin came home in that case. Lawson Doyle, starting right fielder, comes to the plate and takes upstairs. Line the other way to right field, and it's going to be caught by Mason Ehrman. A quick fly out for Lawson Doyle, and now Landon Moreland, the starting third baseman, comes to the plate for the Vikings. A big issue for Huntington North. It wasn't necessarily that errors were a big issue for Huntington North in that first inning, but they did have one that proved to be quite costly. That was the ground ball back to the mound where Wes Huff threw it to third, and it was in time with the throw, but the throw was high and it got away from Landon Moreland. All right, now Moreland's trying to battle with this 0-2 count. Swing and a miss. He goes after a ball in the dirt. It does skip away. And did he get the tag? They're going to say yes. Ethan Goodwin continued to run after Landon Moreland. Finally got the tag, looked like with the tip of the glove. Probably should have thrown that one to first, but instead He gets the out via the tag, and that goes as the 4th strikeout of the game for Mason Noak. Here's Jace Gunn, the designated hitter. He's batting in Sam Story's spot. He takes that one outside. Only hit so far for Huntington North was a bunt single. Wes Huff, the pitcher, putting that one down. That's taken down and in, 2-0. Jimmy Linker would be the next hitter if Gunn were to reach base. That's bounced foul right toward the dugout. It's hard to tell. I think that was Dave Bischoff who made the catch. Bischoff, the head coach for New Haven. New Haven Ballpark has some wood along their fences. Gunn bounced that one off his foot. It's going to go to a 2-2 count. Well, as a hitter, you hate to be in a 2-strike count, but Gunn got there by making contact and fighting off some pitches. And a lot of times when you see that, the hitter does tend to get rewarded. Doesn't always happen. But if the hitter can battle off some pitches, in a lot of cases he ends up reaching base. That's down and away, and one more of those, and Gunn will reach base. Unless, of course, he swings at it and can't make contact. Here's the payoff. He does make contact right up the middle, and he pokes it through. Just beyond the reach of Keon Wheeler. It's a 2-out single for Jace Gunn. So he does get rewarded after fighting off those pitches. Now the 9-hole hitter, Jimmy Linker, coming to the plate.
Number 12, Jimmy Linker.
On deck would be Mason Linker, but right now Jimmy trying to make sure he gets on base to bring Jason up and give his team a chance to get something on the board. It's the second hit of the game for Huntington North, first one that's left the infield. That's downstairs. Linker ahead in the count, 2-0. Pitch on the way. Linker takes that one on the corner for a called strike. And Noak able to locate that fastball. Noak has been doing a good job today hitting the corners. That one's up and in. You know, we're standing at an angle here, but where I am, it looked like that ball was about to run in on Linker. Thank goodness it did not. Here's the 3-1. Downstairs, ball 4. And with 2 outs, Huntington North has got runners on first and second. Got the first 2 hitters to the bases in the first inning. But that was right before Mason Noak struck out the side and did not give up a single run. But now we're back to the top of the order with Marcus Linker. He walked his last time up. This time he comes up with ducks on the pond. Head coach Jared Hamill for Huntington North is a Huntington University graduate. His senior year, he hit over 300. Huntington had a lot of hitters who were over 300 on the season. We might have a couple of the Huntington North softball players here. Now, that's not really surprising that they would come out and support the baseball team, but like somebody might still be in their practice uniform down there. Meanwhile, 1-0 the count to Marcus Linker. And he fights that one off the mesh. 2 at-bats ago, Jace Gunn fought off a couple of pitches and eventually ended up getting rewarded with a little seeing eye single up the middle. Got it just past the reach of Aiden Carter. Of course, Carter helped get a run for New Haven. Bottom half of the first inning, that one's fouled off. Well, Linker fighting off some pitches, but Mason Noak has a chance to get out of this inning. He's got 4 strikeouts in the game. And that misses well outside. The 2-2 on the way, and that's popped up, fouling out of play. He'll try one more time. Huntington North got runners to first and second in the top of the first, but came up scoreless, trying to make sure that doesn't happen here in the second, and Linker will get another pitch as he continues to fight pitches off, much like Jace Gunn did 2 at-bats ago. Jimmy Linker just walked to put runners on first and second. Just joining us, Jace Gunn was able to get a little seeing eye single right up the middle after fighting off a couple of pitches. 2-2 the count. And another one knocked foul. That one's into the trees. Well, if they're going to send somebody after these foul balls, some of them are going to have to spend a long time looking out there in the woods, because that last one just went into the woods. Here's the 2-2. Lifted, right field. It's playable. And it drops along the line. Ehrman couldn't get to it. 1 run is in. Jace Gunn scores. Jimmy Linker will be held at third. And being held at first is Marcus Linker, but Huntington North gets on the board. Well, this is worth showing to you one more time, and we'll do that right here on our Traction AP replay. It sure looked playable for Mason Ehrman. Linker flipped it along the line. Ehrman had a long way to run, just couldn't get there. And it's down for a base hit. And I'd be willing to bet that Dave Bischoff was wanting him to dive after that ball.
Linker's on the corner. Jimmy's at third. Marcus at first after that RBI single. Rolls through the signs. Huff waits.
Runners on the corners for Huntington North. They throw back to first, and it's not in time. Linker's back.
Huntington going with 2 outs here, looking to cut into this lead a little more, or perhaps take the lead. The pitch.
Huff sends that the other way, and that's going to be trouble. It's down. Opposite field hitting, doing some work as Jimmy Linker scores, and here's Marcus right behind him, and it's a stand-up triple to tie the game. Wes Huff helping his own cause. Wes Huff with his second hit of the ball game, and hitting to the opposite field is paying dividends for Huntington North. And these New Haven outfielders have not been playing the Huntington North hitters to pull so far. Left fielder Braden Kuhnberger had a long way to run to get to that ball. A quick little mound conference as Mason Noak had those 3 straight strikeouts to end the first inning, but has not been quite as lucky here in the second. First pitch swinging, and Wilson lifts that one to left field, and that's going to get down beyond the reach of the left fielder, Braden Kuhnberger. Isaac Wilson knocks home a run, and Huntington North's got the lead. That one not to the opposite field, but Isaac Wilson gets a runner home from third. They'll send Cole Martz to the plate. Get another look at this on our Traction AP replay. Isaac Wilson absolutely drove that ball. As Braden Kuhnberger was going back, it just looked like he was looking that over his shoulder the whole way. It was not going to be an easy play. And it turned out it was not. The Vikings take the lead 4-3. Here's Cole Martz at the dish. Still a runner in scoring position. They're going to appeal. He did not go. Here's the 1-0. That's inside. No, it's not. It's called a strike. Cole Mark did strike out his last time up. Cole Martz. But a base hit could get some more insurance for Huntington North. On the corner, 1-2. Homestead does take on Columbia City when this game's done. Homestead is here already. An early arrival for the Spartans. That's clipped foul. Was wondering when the ump stood out there if he might call catcher's interference, but he did not call catcher's interference, just simply a foul ball. Flared into right center field. This one's playable. Ehrman is there for the final out of the inning, but Huntington North takes the lead. A 4-run second inning for the Vikings, and we will be back to give you the bottom of the second inning here on SummitCitySports.com and IHSAATV.org.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
We go to the bottom of the second inning. Well, Huntington North takes the lead after giving up 3 runs in the bottom of the first. They come right back in the second with a 4-run inning, all 4 runs coming with 2 outs, including Isaac Wilson with his RBI double. Now, Wes Huff had a 2-run triple in that inning, and he's going to go right back to the mound as Braden Kuhnberger will stand in. Swing and a miss, and Kuhnberger out in front of that one. Not sure Kuhnberger didn't go with a breaking ball there. Huff went with a breaking ball, I believe. Here's the 0-1, swung on and missed. Ran that one outside, and he's getting Kuhnberger to chase early on in this at-bat. Not sure that was a breaking ball, but he might have taken something off of it. Here's the 0-2 from Huff. Swing and a miss. 3 strikes, 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. That's the first strikeout of the game for Wes Huff. And that will bring the number 9 hitter, Sam Golden, to the plate. The left-handed batter coming up here with the top of the order due up in Cordell Roberson, who walked and eventually scored the first run. Golden, kind of an appropriate name considering the jerseys that the Bulldogs are wearing. Going with the gold jerseys, swing and a miss, 1-1. Of course, sometimes you see a genuine gold on the Bulldogs, depending on what sport it is. I believe the football team has golden helmets. Let's typically go with the purple jerseys. Basketball team, you'll see some golden trim, I do believe, on their jerseys. 2-1 delivery is popped up left side, and it's Sam Story camping under it. He makes the catch. Well, now Cordell Roberson coming to the plate. So far, a different story, pardon the pun, to what it was in the bottom of the first. In the bottom of the first, that started with a leadoff walk and then a pop-up by Mason Noak, but New Haven was able to get 3 runs that inning. Looked like that one just caught the corner. Wes Huff able to get it to the inside to Roberson.
Maybe Huff just had to get through that first inning. Sometimes that is the toughest inning for pitchers. Kind of readjust, not used to.
That's off the corner, 1-1. Looked like Huff was trying to get him with the same pitch, but that time missed inside. I said it's 404 to dead center. That might actually be 405. Bounding ball hit towards short. Cole Martz has it. Sidearm throw in time. Right on a line. And it's a 1-2-3 second inning for the Huntington North defense. A 4-3 lead for the Vikings over the Bulldogs. We'll be right back in just a moment here on SummitCitySports.com and IHSATV.org. And we'll get a few words in from some of our sponsors as well.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really –
We'll get in a few words from our sponsors that allow us to do these games that we get to do so often on SummitCitySports.com, and in this case on IHSATV.org. Big Eyed Fish has been around the Northeast Indiana area for generations. Like their Facebook pages for updated promotions and enjoy the best fish in Fort Wayne in a family-friendly environment at Big Eyed Fish. Kelly Automotive Group celebrates their 70th year in business. Shop all 14 of their brands and visit them online at drivekelly.com. Today's broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Follow us on Twitter at 260sports, like our Facebook page, Summit City Sports, and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it's game on. We serve every level of athlete with our integrated sports medicine team, including the region's only specialized athletic rehab facility. Learn more about our services by logging on to ParkviewSportsMedicine.com. Well, the first inning was an inning to remember for New Haven. The second inning was an inning to remember for Huntington North. New Haven outscored Huntington North 3-0 in the first, but Huntington North answered right back with a 4-run second, kept New Haven off the board in the bottom of the second as Max Robrock, the catcher, will lead things off for the Vikings. He'll be followed by Lawson Doyle and Landon Moreland. Winner of this game takes on the winner of the game between Homestead and Columbia City. That's coming your way at about 7 o'clock as Robrock bunts that one right to his dugout. I say it's coming your way at 7 o'clock. That's when it's scheduled to start. It may start a little bit later, depending on what happens here in game number 1. The teams will get about 30 minutes to get their warm-ups in. Unfortunately, here at Huntington North, as with most colleges, you don't have multiple ball fields like the spring training facilities down in Florida and Arizona. So unfortunately, if Homestead and Columbia City want to get their warm-ups in, they might be able to do it, but they'd be limited in their options. Now, they do have some extra batting cages out behind the first base stands, so maybe Homestead and Columbia City could take turns taking some swings. 2-2 the count here on Max Robrock. He was a strikeout victim his first time around. There's the 2-2 on the way. That's pounded to the left side. Aiden Carter coming in. His throw is in time. Starting out with the ground out here, makes Max Robach grounds out, and that'll bring up Lawson Doyle. Lawson Doyle, the starting right fielder, he flew out in his last time up. The way it works according to our itinerary is Columbia City is supposed to get the first 15 minutes of infield, and Homestead's supposed to get the next 15, so what that means is Columbia City is supposed to be the home team for game number 1. Now, of course, we basically are in Northeast State Conference territory. Of course, Huntington University is not in any high school conference. The college level, they are a part of the Crossroads League. But, of course, Huntington North, which is nearby, is in the NA8. That's ground to the left side. Oh, diving stab over at third. What a play by the third baseman, Cordell Roberson, and he gets him in time. Oh, no, he does not get him. It was a nice play. Got caught up in the diving stab that Roberson made, but unfortunately for his part, his throw was not in time. It'll go as an infield hit. Lawson Doyle with the second infield hit of the ball game. And Landon Moreland will come up. He has struck out his last time up. And Moreland takes that one on the corner for a strike.
Moreland, his first time up, struck out swinging. Need to add more offense here for Vikings. Already up 4-3 after digging themselves out of an early hole. Noakes pitch.
That's pounded foul. Well, Doyle, who's on first, he flew out to start the second inning, and then Moreland struck out, but that was followed up by the little seeing eye single by Jace Gunn. A bounding ball at the middle that just got through and into center field. Of course, Marcus Linker, Wes Huff, and Isaac Wilson providing the RBIs. That's right on the corner, called strike three. Mason Noak using the breaking ball to get the K. So here is Jace Gunn, and in effect, he's the one who started the rally for Huntington North. As I mentioned earlier, he had that two-out seeing eye single. That bounding ball right back up the middle. Noak starts upstairs to him. We'll have some afternoon baseball for you on Saturday as the winner of this game takes on the winner of Columbia City versus Homestead. I think Gunn might have got fooled by that last pitch. A little excuse me check swing as I think he saw a fastball, but then when he saw it run inside, tried to hold up his swing and could not. 1-1 the count. That's popped up, and that's going well out of play. That's over the press box, in fact. And again, you can guarantee some of these foul balls are going to go into the woods. Now, if they go foul off the left side, not quite as much woodsy area over there. There is a bit of a hill you have to walk up. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. Mason Noak able to battle around the infield single. And it's 4-3 as we go to the bottom of the third in just a minute here on SummitCitySports.com and, of course, on IHSAATV.org.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
A nice bounce back for Mason Noak there at the end of the top of that third inning. Does give up the infield single to Lawson Doyle, but he follows that up with back-to-back strikeouts to Landon Moreland and Jace Gunn, using a breaking ball to freeze Landon Moreland for that first strikeout. Mason Noak coming to the plate to lead things off here in the bottom of the third. He gets rewarded after those back-to-back strikeouts with a trip to the plate, and he goes after the first pitch. But it's playable, and ranging over from right field is Lawson Doyle to make the catch. That'll bring up Ethan Goodwin. Goodwin's 1 for 1 in the game. He got New Haven's first hit of the day. Bulldogs have had 2 hits so far. Swing and a miss. Nope, might have gone with a breaking ball. Huff. Noak has the advantage so far as strikeouts are concerned. Noak has 6 Ks. Huff just 1. However, Huff is ahead in the count 0-2. Now he's gotten there because Goodwin has fouled off the last 2 pitches. And when a hitter is making contact, a lot of times the hitter finishes off the at-bat by getting on base, either with a walk or a base hit. He's got a 1-2 count here after that pitch runs outside. That's not always how it ends, but a lot of times as you watch, that is what will happen as that fastball runs upstairs. Here's the 2-2 from Huff. Fought off, and it's out of play. Two to Goodwin. Bounce toward third. Playing back is Landon Moreland. His throw is in time. Got him by about 2 steps. Well, the at-bat does end with Goodwin making contact, but he grounds out to third for the second out. Mason Ehrman coming to the plate. Now, he reached on an error by Wes Huff, and so far Huff has been able to shake that off, aside from the 3 runs given up in the first inning. I should say he's been able to shake off the big inning that New Haven put together in the first. Bounding ball toward third. Moreland's there, gloves it, fires it, got him. A long step to try and get the infield single, but Ehrman is out. Back-to-back ground outs to third, and we will go to the 4th. In just a moment, get a few words in from our sponsors when we come back. You're watching High School Baseball, brought to you by SummitCitySports.com on IHSAATV.org.
This has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really –
Well, it's not football, it's baseball, but we do appreciate Bernard Pollard being able to he's obviously not joining us here at the ballpark, but you did just hear from him in that last commercial. Pollard is former Southside Archer. Tom Steele Tire has been servicing the Fort Wayne area for over 40 years. They will help you find the perfect tire for your vehicle and other auto repair services like brakes, wheel alignments, engine diagnostics, and more. Of course, we're not in Fort Wayne, but we are about 35, 45 minutes, give or take. Of course, it depends on what part of Fort Wayne you're in. I believe my cameraman, Matt Jackson, is a Homestead grad. That's about, I'd say, 20 minutes away.
Leading off the top of the 4th for the Vikings. Be their center fielder, number 12, Jimmy Linker.
Jimmy Linker, the number 9 hitter, walked and scored back in the second inning, comes to the plate here for the Vikings. A couple of the Columbia City players walking in front of the stands. That one is bunted fair. Linker going for the bunt single. He's not going to get it. Noak throws him out. So that'll send up Marcus Linker. Now Marcus is a sophomore. Jimmy Linker's a freshman, so Jared Hamill has some young guys starting, at least in this game. Young guys we might be able to have around the next couple of years. We'll see. Noak's first pitch is on the corner for a called strike. Like the rest of the Columbia City team starting to file in. Now, Columbia City's baseball team has been on quite the build-up under head coach Rob Bell. Now, believe me, we will talk more about that later on, but that's laced into center field for a single. Marcus Linker getting aboard with one down. That's been kind of a build-up under Jared Hamill since he took over as head coach here at Huntington North. It's actually his second stint as a head coach. But this year, building the Vikings up to a Northeast 8 Conference championship as Wes Huff stands in. Nope, goes for the pickoff, but it's not in time. That one's outside. Linker taken off for second, and he's in. Would have beaten it even if the ball had not skipped away from Carter. It is a 1-0 count off the pitch, and now Wes Huff, who's already got 2 RBIs in this game, a 2-run triple. Looked like some loose debris there in front of home plate, and Huff picked it up and gave it to Ethan Goodwin. 2-0 the count. Huntington North had a 4-run second inning after giving up 3 in the bottom of the first. They're looking for some insurance here. And that's popped up foul. I mentioned it's 400, maybe 405 to dead center here at Forest Glen Park. Looks like they got some pretty big gaps out here at Forest Glen. Looks like 385 to right center field. Kind of reminds me of old Turner Field where the Braves used to play. Now, Turner Field, it was 400 to dead center. That's not atypical. A lot of ballparks have that particular dimension. Even Yankee Stadium has 408. That of the short porches. But at Turner Field, the gaps were bigger. So if you could hit one to right center field or left center field, first of all, you better hit it out if you want a home run. But on the other hand, if you can get it to the gaps, that ball might travel a long way before it's fielded. That one's traveling to right field, but it's playable. And Mason Ehrman makes the catch. It is deep enough to send Linker to third. He's in sliding. Well, Wes Huff does record an out, but he does move a runner closer to home. Isaac Wilson had an RBI double, and that was with a runner on third. That was after Wes Huff had tripled in a couple of runs. Sent foul, and Wilson was immediately looking for a base hit. If he gets one, it's a 5-3 lead. Yo, 1. Swing and a miss. Looked like Noak went with a breaking ball. As I mentioned, Noak has had the upper hand in strikeouts so far. He's got 6 Ks. So far just 1 for Wes Huff, but his defense has done the job behind him, especially the last couple innings. Here's the 0-2. Wilson pops it up, and it looks like that's going to climb out of play. And might have even traveled over the press box. Here's the 0-2. All right on the corner. He got him. Wilson maybe either surprised by the call or upset that he didn't swing. Either way, it's strike 3 to end the frame. 4-3 in favor of Huntington North as we go to the bottom of the 4th. Here on IHSAATV.org, this broadcast brought to you by SummitCitySports.com.
You're good at basement basketball.
We You're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
4-3, Huntington North is on top of New Haven. And we will start the bottom of the fourth inning with New Haven coming to the plate. Keon Wheeler is your leadoff hitter. It'll be Wheeler followed by Aiden Carter and Bryant Wake. Mason Noak has had the upper hand as far as strikeouts are concerned. He just got his 7th to close out the top of the fourth. But Wes Huff and the Huntington North defense, even though Huff has just 1 strikeout, have been able to keep it scoreless the last 2 innings. Now that's after New Haven got 3 runs across in the bottom of the first. That's popped up, and that's going to climb out of play. Huntington North's head coach Jared Hamill is a Huntington graduate. He and his brother Jamin played college ball here at Huntington University. The field looked a lot different than it does now. That was well hit, but it's going into the bullpen. Keon Wheeler, who hit a sac fly his first time up, trying to battle here with a 2-strike count. And here's a 1-2. Oh, boy, that was close. Huff waiting for it. So was his catcher, Robrock. He thought he got the corner. Umpire says no. Here's a 2-2. Fly ball, right center field, ranging over as Doyle. Now he comes in and makes a catch. Well, Doyle fielding his position pretty well out there in right field. By the looks of things, he might be looking into the sun out there, out in right field. Where I am, I can't see the sun. Aiden Carter, the batter. He puts down a bunt. It's going to roll foul. Little heads-up pickup there by Robrock. He'll go to an 0-1 count. Called a heads-up pickup because even though it looked like that ball was going to stay foul the whole time, the way the rules work is if the ball rolls foul and then goes back into fair territory before it reaches the bag, it's still a fair ball. Carter pops that one foul and out of play. Hitter on deck is Bryant Wake. Here's the 0-2 from Huff, a breaking ball. That misses upstairs. Huff came so close to getting his second strikeout of the game the last at bat with Keon Wheeler. Wanted a call on the inside corner, did not get it. Here's the 1-2. That one's low, and it's probably fortunate that it was because had that been called a strike, Carter would be on his way to first. That's popped up foul and out of play, and Carter continues to battle. Mentioned we're at Forest Glen Park, and the ballpark's a lot different than it used to be. Of course, there's some similarities. Dimensions aren't all that different. Still down in kind of a valley-type area surrounded by woods. But the infield that you're looking at, that's artificial turf. That's not grass. The outfield is grass, but the infield is artificial turf. And You kind of see that turf-grass combination in other parts of the Crossroads League as Aiden Carter takes inside for ball 4, and he draws a one-out walk. That's a first base runner that New Haven has had since the first inning. And now Bryant Wake will try to wake up the bats for New Haven. He got the corner, but he also got Wake to swing at that one. 0-1. Kuhnberger on deck if we were to get that far. Huntington North does have the edge and hits. The ball gets away. Robrock looked like he had it at first and then lost it. And into second is Carter, and that will take away the force-out double play. And now the tying run is in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 on the corner, called strike 1 and 2. Winner of this game plays the winner of Homestead versus Columbia City, which will take place about 30 minutes after this game is done. And scooping that one up is Robrock for the strikeout. Second K of the ball game for Wes Huff. And Braden Kuhnberger will come to the plate. Still a duck on the pond and a chance for New Haven to tie the game. Swing and a miss as Huff ran that one outside. Kuhnberger struck out his last time up. For a while, he was the only strikeout victim, and he'll get a word from his head coach, Dave Bischoff. You know, in this situation, when you've got a guy at second base, hitters are often told to hit behind the runner. A ball hit to the left in this case would likely force Carter to have to hold at second, because if he goes, he could be tagged out. That slap foul, kind of off the tip of his bat. Sam Golden, the number 9 hitter, waits on deck. Squaring to bunt is Kuhnberger. Now he pulls it back, lines it towards short. On one hop, it's Martz who fields it, and he makes the throw. A walk to Aiden Carter. He gets to second, but that's as far as he gets. No score as we go to the 5th here on IHSAATV.org. This broadcast is brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Some more words from our sponsors when we return.
Has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really –
Well, we've got a chance. We'll go ahead and get a few words in from our sponsors. At Ottenweller Contracting, we invest in our customers by providing peace of mind during the entire process from bid to build. Visit OttenwellerContracting.com to learn more. Summit Volleyball trains and builds the highest quality volleyball players in our area. From ages 5 to 18, our players are equipped with elite-level skills and a foundation of life skills. Jump on board. Together we can reach the summit. Anderson Heating and Air Conditioning is dedicated to providing the best possible solution for your home or business, a system and solution that fits your unique needs. Visit AndersonCoolHeat.com. 3 straight scoreless innings since New Haven put together those 3 runs in the bottom of the first as Cole March, the shortstop, takes a called strike on the corner. Huntington North was able to get 4 runs in the top of the second to take the lead, and we stand at a 4-3 ball game. Looked like Mason Noak might have taken something off that pitch. March choking up a good bit on the bat. Here's the 0-2, and that's off the plate for a called strike. Winner of this game takes on the winner of Homestead versus Columbia City. The semifinals will be Saturday. First game will be 11 a.m. Second game will be 1 p.m. That matchup is set. That will be Wayne versus Southside. Now, back in 2018 and 2019, Southside won back-to-back sectional championships here at Huntington, both against Homestead. This one's popped up on the right side. Ehrman with a long run. It's foul and beyond his reach. Had one drop beyond his reach along the right field line earlier. That was Marcus Linker's RBI single back in the second. Huntington North does have some action in the bullpen. Can't quite tell a number on that yet. We'll try and get you that information when we get a better look at the number. 2-2 the count here. Lifted into center field, but that's playable. And going back to make the catch is Sam Golden. Max Robrock will stand in with 1 out and nobody on. Now Huntington North has gone 2 straight scoreless innings since they put up those 4 runs in the second. Robrock 0 for 2 so far with a strikeout and a ground out to short. His first pitch, and Robrock was squaring to bunt. I think that hit the glove of Goodwin. They're going to appeal and say they might be appealing whether it was a ball or a strike. They're calling it ball 1. Thought the initial question was going to be, did that ball hit the bat of Robrock, but looked like it did not, and that was the call in the end. Now 1-1 on the swing and miss. 1-1 on the way, and that is off the plate. Two-one delivery, and that hit him. Mason Robrock gets hit by the pitch. Well, Huntington North will take the base runner. And looks like Jared Hamill is calling for a courtesy runner. It's going to be number 14, Jackson Eckert. Now, I couldn't quite tell, but I thought I saw that the pitcher warming up in the bullpen is number 6, which is Isaac Wilson. Now, Wilson, his spot in the batting order is not up yet, and it won't be up for another 7 hitters. Lawson Doyle at the plate. So far, he's 1 for 2 with a single and a fly out to the opposite field. That one runs up inside.
Participate a little bit in the section, especially in the sectional atmosphere. That makes it even kind of a bigger, more special moment.
Jack Eckert, as mentioned, broke his wrist at Lafayette, diving for a ball in the outfield. He's not played.
Here's the 2-0 to Doyle. Close call. They're going to call it a strike, and you could tell the reaction from the Huntington North crowd. They thought that was off the plate. Well, balls and strikes are always a judgment call. But everybody's got their angles and got their looks as to what they think is a strike and what they think is a ball. Now, some of that depends on who you're rooting for. That's bunted right back to the mound. The throw's going to go to first, and they get the out there. So Doyle does the job. Moves Eckert to second on the bunt. And that'll send Landon Moreland to the plate looking for some two-out insurance. If you're just joining us, Huntington North got all of their runs in the top of the second inning with 2 outs. Now, Moreland, unfortunately, was not a part of that rally. He struck out in that inning. That was right before Jace Gunn got the 2-out single, and that was what started the rally. This one gets away from Goodwin, and into second is Jackson Eckert. Now, looked for a moment like Goodwin might have a play. He decided not to chance it. And with that, it's a 2-0 count. On the ground, right towards short. Aiden Carter's throw off the bag, but the tag applied by Bryant Wake for the final out of the inning. So the 5th inning comes to an end, 4-3. Huntington North with the lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the 5th inning here on SummitCitySports.com and IHSAATV.org.
This has always been here, and they're getting better. I'm watching, Summit City Sports, man, they're doing an awesome job. And, that's a plug. Them dudes are doing an outstanding job. And I'm able to be in Nashville and watch games on YouTube that they're broadcasting, and I'm seeing the talent. And it is just truly outstanding. And, you guys have seen the talent that's in the NFL now from Fort Wayne, Indiana, the talent that's coming up now, and the talent that, is just here, man. It's really...
Just about ready for the bottom of the 5th. We'll get a few more words in from our sponsors. Are you ready to do what it takes to put your past behind you, whether it's expunging your criminal record or helping you get your driver's license reinstated? If so, then Jolly Law Firm is your answer. Sioka Cleaning and Restoration, providing top-notch commercial cleaning services, including janitorial, water damage, and state-of-the-art disinfecting services throughout Northeast Indiana. Online degree programs at the University of St. Francis are built for convenience and flexibility. Most degrees can be completed in 12 months. Visit online.sf.edu for more information. Of course, we are at Huntington University, and there is a bit of a rivalry between those two schools, Huntington and St. Francis, both a part of the Crossroads League. It wasn't long ago, St. Francis was basically the top team in the then Mid-Central College Conference League. Had some really good teams when I was a student here at Huntington. As Sam Golden puts down a bunt, Wes Huff is there. High throw, but it's in time, as Isaac Wilson is able to gather it at first. That'll send Cordell Roberson to the plate. Well, Roberson walked to lead off the game and eventually scored the run. Well, not lead off the game, lead off the bottom of the first. He bounces this one towards short. It's going to be Cole Martz who fields it, and his throw is in time as Landon Moreland had to duck out of the way. He was ranging toward that ball, and Martz, who had his feet set already, made the play. We'll send Mason Noak to the plate, and Noak so far 0 for 2 with a pop out to second. He's also flied out to right field. But Noak has pitched fairly well. Did have the 4-run second inning, but aside from that, he's been able to keep Huntington North off the bases. And right now, keep it at a 1-run ball game. Bulldogs very much in this one. Now, with a swing and a miss there, I believe we have now reached 3 pitches for the inning. We'll reach 4, backhanded by Martz. And Cole Martz gets all 3 putouts here in the 5th. 5 innings through, it's a 4-3 lead for Huntington North. Cole Martz making back-to-back plays. Back in a moment here on SummitCitySports.com.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
To the sixth inning we go. It's been scoreless for Huntington North since the top of the second. New Haven has yet to score since the bottom of the first, and Mason Noak is back out there. Did give up the 4 runs in the second inning, but other than that, he's been able to set the Vikings down pretty well. Vikings have out-hit the Bulldogs 7-2, and the guy who's leading off here in the sixth, Jace Gunn, has one of those hits. It was a seeing eye single that basically started the rally for Huntington North. Gunn, of course, came in to score on Marcus Linker's RBI single. He takes that one off the plate. Runs downstairs. Of course, we are in sectional tournament play, and there are some notable differences between the way they do it in high school baseball versus college baseball. College level, most of the conference tournaments, at least in the NCAA, are double elimination. At least once you get past the first round, they become double elimination. Not so at the high school level. If you lose once, your season's over. And right now, Jace Gunn might have gotten the take sign there, and he does just that, takes strike one. Now, my guess is Jared Hamill's telling him, hey, you've seen one. Now go ahead and find you a pitch to hit. He found one, but he fouled it off. Jared Hamill, a pretty good hitter in his college days. He played right here at Huntington University. So a 300-plus hitter in his senior season. Now, when Jared was a senior, I do believe that was when his brother Jamin was a freshman, and Jamin got to start as a freshman for Huntington. Swing and a miss as Noak blew the fastball right by him. He battles back from a 3-0 count to get the first out of the inning. Well, Jimmy Linker has walked and also bunted in this game. That bunt, though, ended in a ground out. Swing and a miss. He got a fastball from Mason Noak. A one on the way, and he slapped that one foul. We've just gotten word that was pitch number 100 for Mason Noak. Huntington North had an arm warming up in the bullpen. Swing and a miss, back-to-back strikeouts for Noak. And this one on 3 pitches. That'll send the top of the order and Marcus Linker to the plate. He's got the announcement, and I do have it as 9 strikeouts for Mason Noak in the ball game, as that one's taken downstairs. Noak had thrown 6 straight strikes before that one missed downstairs. I mentioned Huntington North had some action in the bullpen earlier. I believe it was Isaac Wilson who just ran out to get that loose ball. That one is laced into center field, but Golden coming on to make the catch. And that's a Golden ending to the top of the 6th if you're a New Haven fan. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. New Haven still in striking distance. You're watching Sectional Baseball Playoffs on IHSATV.org. It's brought to you by Summit City Sports.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Well, we know that Mason Noak is over 100 pitches for the ball game, but he does have 9 strikeouts in 6 innings pitched. Wes Huff is going to go out there for his 6th inning of work. Now, each pitcher has given up 1 big inning, but other than that, they've held the opponent scoreless. Huff gave up the 3-run first that gave New Haven a 3-0 lead. Noak gave up the 4-run second, where Huntington North took the lead 4-3, and that's where we stand right now.
The home half of the 6th for the Bulldogs, the catcher, number 14, Ethan Goodwin.
Ethan Goodwin will lead things off, the starting catcher for the Bulldogs. Bounding ball hit toward third, backhanded by Landon Moreland. Moreland's throw is in time. Isaac Wilson with a stretch over there at first.
Now batting the right fielder, number 22, Mason Ehrman.
Say 3 of those 4 outs have been either Moreland or Marks on the left side.
We see Huntington playing that shift side against these righties. So far, that alignment has
Mason Ehrman, the batter now after the ground out. Swing and a miss. Well, Huff has not gotten very many strikeouts today, just 2 of them, but he's gotten the ground balls. His defense has done the job. This one right off the top portion of that mesh. Again, the winner of this game takes on the winner of Homestead versus Columbia City. Game set to start at 7 o'clock. May start a little bit later. That ball's bounded up the middle, and it's right past the reach of Sam Story for a 1-out single. Mason Ehrman, just the 3rd hit of the ball game for New Haven. First one they've gotten since the first. We are going to have a courtesy runner. That looks like number 17. That's Braden Dyer. And with 2 strikes, Mason Ehrman is able to get the tying run aboard. Here's Keon Wheeler coming to the plate. Some words from Dave Bischoff, his head coach, longtime New Haven head coach.
Number 11, Keon Wheeler.
Some of that small ball and tries to advance runners and get them in scoring position here. But I mean, it does kind of hurt if you get your second out. Then it's tough. Being down 1 in this situation, you may expect them to do something. Wes with the pitch.
That's popped off the mesh. And that might have just climbed over the mesh. It must have hit the top portion. Bounced right over. Either that or rolled over. That had to have taken an awkward angle. 0-1 the count here to Wheeler. Bounces to third. That's foul. Oh, Moreland just fielded that right in front of Dave Bischoff. Bischoff's got to be saying, come on, dude, I was right there. Aiden Carter is on deck if we get that far. Here's the 0-2 to Wheeler, and he slaps that one foul.
Bulldogs making Huff work a little extra here in this inning. Of course, that's compared to his speedy top or bottom of the fifth, I should say.
0-2 the count. Started with a ground out by Goodwin, and that one's fouled off. Keon Wheeler putting together a good battle there at the plate with an 0-2 count.
Resets on the mound once again. Robrock rolls through the signs. Here comes the
0-2 on the way. It's a breaking ball. Robrock able to keep it in front. Also able to keep Dyer over there at first. Pounded toward third. Moreland comes in. He'll go to second. He gets the lead runner, and they collide into him. Dyer just took out Sam Story at second base. Vikings do get the lead runner, but Sam Story just put his body on the line. Now, I believe the way the rule is, if the runner slides off the bag, that is, slides away from the bag and makes contact with the second baseman, and I believe it would also be an out for Wheeler in that case. And if there were a runner on, the run would not count. But it looked from here as though Dyer slid into second. Slid into the bag, that is. Did not slide away from the bag, so it looked like it was legit. Aiden Carter coming to the plate. He's the starting shortstop. He's got an RBI double so far in the game. That's on the ground. Moreland again. This time he'll go to first. And he's got it. Isaac Wilson able to reach down to get the final out. Well, Moreland has been busy over there at third base, but he's doing the job defensively. And we'll go to the seventh here in this broadcast of high school sectional baseball, brought to you by Summit City Sports and available to watch on ihsaatv.org.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
To the top of the seventh we go. Huntington North with a 4-3 lead. Mason Noak is going to try to pitch his seventh inning of work here. We got word moments ago he's at 103 pitches, and he'll be facing his pitching counterpart, Wes Huff. Huff, who is 2 for 3 on the game with a bunt single and a 2-run triple. That 2-run triple came back in the second inning. He takes upstairs for ball one. 1-0 on the way, and that one's down and away. Now, Noak has had the upper hand as far as strikeouts go. He's got 9 Ks in the ball game, compared to just 2 so far for Wes Huff. But Huff has gotten the ground balls, he's gotten the pop-outs, and allowed his defense to make the plays, and his defense has not disappointed. Landon Moreland had a couple of ground balls come his way the last inning. 3-2. 3-1, I beg your pardon.
Good hitter's count here for Wes Huff. Hit the ball hard twice today.
The 3-1 on the way, and that is upstairs, ball 4, and the leadoff man is aboard. So here is Isaac Wilson. He'll have a little discussion with Jared Hamill. It's Jared Hamill's second season as head coach at Huntington North. Obviously, well, not just second season, it's his second stint as head coach at Huntington North. If I'm not mistaken, it's his fourth season. Obviously, in 2020, that was the COVID year. We didn't have a high school baseball season that year. In 2021, he was not the head coach that year, but he came back to be the head coach in 2022 as Wilson puts down a bunt. It's staying fair for now, but now it rolls foul as Wake gloves it in foul territory, 0-1. Now for Wake, if that ball had just been a little bit to the left, he could have picked it up and tagged Wilson. Downside is it would have meant that Huff moves to second, but you get an out on the board and a chance to get out of the inning with your team trailing just by a run. But as it stands, it's an 0-1 count. Wilson puts it down again. That one's going to stay fair. And a little hesitation there. Goodwin looked like he had the play at first. Only question is, did Wake not get to the bag in time? See if we can't get a look at what might have happened here on this bunt, as Dave Bischoff is not happy with that sequence. Let's take a look at this. Yeah, Wake comes in to field it. First base was wide open. Goodwin was looking to make the throw. Wake wasn't there. And instead of just a runner to second and one out, it's runners on first and second and nobody out. Cole March, the shortstop, will stand in. March puts down a bunt. That looked like he bunted it off himself. It's a fair ball. Everybody's safe. Well, that's worth another look. I could have sworn that ball ricocheted off of March after he made contact with it. Let's take another look at this. As it stands, the bases are loaded. Hard to tell from there. Watching it live, it sure looked like he bunted it off of himself, which would have been a foul ball. As we get a pinch hitter here with the bases loaded. Braden Harris, I beg your pardon, coming to the plate. He's pinch hitting for Max Robrock, and he's got the bases loaded. He takes one inside, ball one. We have had two bunt singles so far here in this inning for Huntington North. Well, one of them going as a single, actually. But that helps to load the bases. Braden Harris, a sophomore, works as a pitcher and an infielder. He's got the build of a first baseman. 3-0, and this might be a spot where Harris gets the take sign. 3-0 count, and the bases loaded, nobody out. Mason Noak recognizing that he's got to throw a strike here. He does on the inside corner. And now Harris has seen one. The pitch to him is fought off, and it's a full count, and that sent the Huntington North dugout jumping backwards. Here's the payoff. Up and inside, ball four, and that'll get a run home. Huntington North adds to their lead on the bases-loaded walk. Just one hit this inning so far for Huntington North. That was a sacrifice bunt by Cole Martz as Lawson Doyle will stand in. Doyle's 1 for 3. Fly out to right field, a bunt back to first, and he's also singled today. Now, if he does that here, it's at least 1 run, maybe 2. He takes this one upstairs. Mason Noak came into this inning having thrown 103 pitches in the game. That one's just dug out. Goodwin able to keep the runners where they are for now. Pitch to Doyle. It's downstairs. Here's the 3-0 upstairs, 4-pitch walk. Another bases loaded walk, 2 in a row. Lawson Doyle will get an RBI with that walk, and it looks like Dave Bischoff is making a move to his bullpen. Well, we'll find out more about that. Yes, he will be making a move to his bullpen. We'll tell you more about that when we return.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Well, the new pitcher for New Haven is Mason Ehrman. He comes in from right field, taking over for Mason Noak. Noak with 3 walks this inning. 2 of those walks with the bases loaded, also a couple of bunts. One of those was a bunt single by Cole Martz. Then back-to-back bases loaded walks, one to Braden Harris and the other to Lawson Doyle to make it 6-3. At Parkview Sports Medicine, it is game on. We are the region's largest integrated sports medicine team, providing athletes specialized services from improving their performance to recovering from injuries. To learn more, go to parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Tough situation for Mason Ehrman to come in. He faces Moreland, and Landon Moreland takes that one upstairs. Moreland hitless so far, but he's done good work on the defensive side. And a couple of putouts in the bottom of the 6th as that one misses upstairs, 2-0. On the way, and that was tipped into the glove as Moreland was looking to get a base hit. He gets one of those. It's probably 2 runs across. At the very least, it's 1. Lifted into center field, right center field, fairly shallow. It's going to drop. It drops in no man's land. The throw comes home. It's cut off, and a run is home. Landon Moreland with his first hit of the game. He drives in Martz to make it 7-3. A 3-run inning for the Vikings. That's their 9th hit of the ball game. That ball hung in the air for quite some time. Sam Golden and I believe Braden Dyer now in right field. Both going after the ball. It dropped about halfway between them. And Jace Gunn comes to the plate. Jace Gunn essentially started the rally for Huntington North. He goes out to the first pitch, and that's going to climb out of play. Gunn had that seeing eye single with 2 outs in the second inning. That was what started the rally. He came around to score the first of 4 runs for the Vikings in that second. Swing and a miss, 0-2, as Gunn a little more aggressive at the plate now that contact has been made on the at-bat by Landon Moore. There's the 0-2. That's popped up. Goodwin waiting for it. It's going to drop, but the infield fly rule is in play. Dave Bischoff still trying to make sure his guys are aware, hey, who's calling it in this situation? Guys still have to communicate. It's essentially going to go as a pop out in the first out of the inning. Here's Jimmy Linker. He walked and eventually scored in that second inning, that 4-run second inning that Huntington North had. He takes that one down and away. Now Goodwin will have a little conversation with Ehrman. Columbia City and Homestead set to play after this game's all said and done. They'll get about 30 minutes before the game. Columbia City will get 15 minutes to warm up. Homestead will get 15 minutes to do their infield and outfield. And then the game will get started. So basically what that means is that Columbia City will be the home team. Homestead will be the visitor. That's a line drive base hit. That's 1 run at least. Might be 2. The throw is not going to get there. It is a 2-run single for the 9-hole hitter Jimmy Linker. And he's into second on the throw home. The 9-hole hitter coming through in the 7th with some insurance.
A single to left field and air on the defense.
Now batting over the Vikes, the left fielder, number 10, Marcus Linker.
It's Linker's first hit of the ball game, but it's a big one. Marcus Linker, the batter now, and he takes a called strike. Landon Moreland with an RBI single here in this 7th inning. A 5-run 7th inning. Swing and a miss by Marcus. Jimmy Linker with the 2-run single just a moment ago.
Linker is trying to put the ball in play. New Haven willing to give up a run here with the defense back. It's now a 9-3 game. This inning started 4-3 in favor of Huntington North. The pitch.
Popped him up. No infield fly this time as this one creeps into foul territory, and Goodwin was running out of room. He had very little room to work with right in front of that cinder block dugout.
This is the 7th inning that Coach Hamill was looking for out of his Vikings. They came in expecting to win this game, even though nothing's guaranteed in the postseason.
0-2 count on Marcus Linker. Jimmy Linker, the freshman, coming up with a 2-run knock in the 9 spot. That one's lifted into center field. Golden is there. He makes the catch. Coming home is Landon Moreland, and he scores on the sac fly. It's 10-3 in favor of Huntington North. Wes Huff, who led off this inning, will come to the plate.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 19, Wes Huff.
Wes Huff started the inning with a walk. Does still have a runner out there on second base, maybe looking for some 2-out insurance. Try to help out the Vikings. This is upstairs.
Huff has been on 3 times today. The other time he lined out sharply to right field. Airman's 2-0.
Pitch on the way. It's upstairs. 3-0 the count.
This might be a situation that you see the green light here for Huff. It's a 10-3 game. Disciplined hitter.
3-0. That misses outside, ball 4. So that's 2 walks this inning to Wes Huff. Now that will put runners at first and second. Isaac Wilson will come back to the plate here.
Start to add on, and they decided to this inning, which was absolutely huge because they have now gotten out of that slam range we were talking about. Really, this is probably Wes Huff's game now on the mound to complete.
Now batting, first baseman Isaac Wilson.
This kind of situation, pitch counts kind of out the window. You got to kind of roll with the guy on the mound until you can't roll.
First pitch misses down and away to Wilson. Wilson reached on a bunt earlier this 7th inning. And he pops this one to right field. It's playable, and it's going to be caught for the final out. But a productive inning it is, a 6-run 7th for Huntington North. They lead at 10-3, and they'll look to close the door in the bottom of the 7th when we come back. First, a quick word from our sponsors at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine continues to lead the way in Northeast Indiana. Our specialized sports medicine team offers direct access to physical therapy and sports physicians in our new Parkview Ortho Express Clinic at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse. No referral needed, saving you time and money. Visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more. 10-3 in favor of Huntington North, and they will have a new pitcher, Cole Martz, taking the mound when we come back here on SummitCitySports.com and IHSATV.org.
I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to IHSAAFoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
It's a 10-3 lead, Huntington North, as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Huntington North has out-hit New Haven. We'll update that 10-3 so far in the ball game, and 1 error apiece for each team. Cole Martz is going to try and close out the ball game. He's on the mound here to start the top of the 7th. Top of that 7th inning started out with a walk, a couple of bunts, 2 more walks, a single by Landon Moreland, 2-run single by Jimmy Linker, and then a sac fly by Marcus Linker. Winner of this game moves on to play the winner of the game that's coming up next between Homestead and Columbia City. Now, Columbia City is a team that has been building up progressively under new head coach Rob Bell. Homestead has had a good ball club for quite some time, whether it's back when Steve Sotier was a head coach or their time under current head coach Nick Bile. Right now an 0-1 count as Martz gets Bryant Wake to swing and miss there, 0-2.
Yeah, that is a good point that he does need to get some reps out.
Here comes the 0-2 pitch.
Bounding ball hit toward first. Waiting on it is Braden Harris, and he'll take it unassisted. He came in a pinch hitting scenario for Max Robrock, and they send him in to play first. They'll send Braden Kuhnberger to the plate. After this game, Homestead and Columbia City will get about a 30-minute time in between to warm up as this one's popped up behind the plate. Isaac Wilson has got it. You wondered for a second if maybe he dropped the mask a little too soon, but not so. He's able to make the basket catch. I tell you what, folks, we watch these games and we refer to these pop-outs as being a can of corn, which in other words means that they're really easy plays. Well, they're only easy because these guys have worked long and hard at judging these pop-ups, where are they going, and communicating with their fellow infielders, or in some cases your pitcher, at where the ball might be going. If it was really all that easy, these kids would be calling the balls as soon as the ball is hit in the air. And I'll tell you what, I played baseball for 10 years, and it is dangerous to call a ball as soon as it goes off the bat. You got to judge it, and sometimes that takes time. Swing and a miss there by Sam Golden. And it's a 1-2 count. The Bulldogs are down to their last strike. Cole Martz trying to finish it off. He won't get credit for a save if he does, but he will get credit for helping his team win the game as he gets the punch out of Sam Golden to end it. Huntington North, a winner over New Haven, 10-3 your final. They will play in the semifinal at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Who will they play? We shall see. It'll be the winner between our next game, Homestead versus Columbia City. But for now, Huntington North, a 10-3 winner over New Haven. Well, our Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game, we could choose so many guys, but we're going to go with Wes Huff. Had those 2 RBIs on that triple back in the second inning, and also pitches 6 innings of work, does give up 3 runs, but settles down and pitches 5 straight scoreless innings, followed by Martz's close in the 7th. Wes Huff, your Parkview Sports Medicine player of the game. And that's going to be it for game number 1 here at Huntington University, but we do hope you'll join us in about 30 minutes as Homestead takes on Columbia City. In the meantime, for my cameraman Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff saying so long from Forest Glen Park, but do join us again in about half an hour. Columbia City versus Homestead coming up. You've been watching high school sectional baseball on IHSAATV.org. It's brought to you by SummitCitySports.com. Now, before we go, we'll go ahead and get another quick word in from our good friends at Parkview Sports Medicine. Parkview Sports Medicine is the area's largest integrated sports medicine team, specialized in serving every level of athlete, no matter if they're trying to get better at what they do or recovering from an injury. Our experts coordinate your care and state-of-the-art facilities in our community to start your journey. Visit us at parkviewsportsmedicine.com. Again, Huntington North a winner 10-3 over New Haven. They await the winner of our next game, Homestead versus Columbia City. That's coming up in about half an hour, so please join us then. For Matt Jackson, this is Thad Goff. Please join us in half an hour.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.